Hey guys, on this Monday morning, I've mentioned a couple of times in a couple of other streams that I've had a lot of trouble with pause apps where I can pause videos. I have a smartphone which isn't so smart. So my tub video where I was breaking that down, moving the fish inside and how dark the tannin water was, and then the transition from the tannin water over a couple of weeks to my tap water, all of that's in that pause app, and I fear that I'm not going to be able to get it out without losing it. So today, after feeding these guys, I wanted to show you, this is about 3/4 of the fish that came in out of the tub, and this is a 10-gallon tank, and I put them in here, of course, for worming and observation and quarantine. The only meds they've had were General Cure, the package regimen, so you can see that they're doing great. There are, first of all, you notice the colors on them, and that's just a cheap Aqua Neat light up above there, just a blue and white light. So nothing special about lighting. There are platies, also known as marigold or sunset variatus. There are white clouds, and those are mixed in with the other fish. They tend to hide in the back a little more. Sorry, cats had to come by to see what I'm doing, and then that provoked the chihuahuas to be chihuahuas. So, but what I'm most interested in out of these is I had some wild green platies, meaning the color, that also went in, and their colors are just unbelievable. So what I'm going to do with all of these is I've set up a new rack, and I'm going to start sorting, and I'm going to pull the and you can see they threw some platies that are different colors of platies. I'm not sure what those are all called, but all of those were thrown from those marigold platies. So I'm going to definitely sort out the swordtails and see if their colors will breed true. They seem to have all be all the same color, and of course I'll be looking. There's a beautiful, beautiful male, and remember this is a cell phone, and the water still has some tannins in it, but it's for the most part tap water now. In the bottom there, I don't know if you can see it in the back, there's a lot of the leaf litter and the mulm and so forth that came out of the tank with them. Just in catching them, that's how much there was. Right now all they have in there is some plants that came out of the tub, and they also have just an air stone back in the back. There's no filtration at all still on this. They've been inside, I guess, 2 weeks, maybe a little more than 2 weeks now, and still just using the plants as filtration. And you can see how many fish are in there. I don't know, 200, 250, 300. They go all the way to the back. So, and again, this just reinforces what Lucas Brett says. You know, if the water is clean, whether that's from plants or water changes or whatever mode, you can have fish without filtration. So, and the filter being the plants in this case, still after being inside for 2 weeks. But I see comments there, and can't read those from where I'm at, so I'm going to come off of this tank and get up out of the floor. But I just wanted to share these because this was my first tub ever, and I couldn't be more thrilled with the outcome, specifically those swordtails. I definitely am going to breed those and see if I can get 3 or 4 generations to breed true, and I can't imagine any collector of swordtails wouldn't want to add those to their collection. I certainly plan on keeping a couple of breeding pairs all the time. So as far as the tub itself, it still is not completely broken down. It probably has a fourth as many fish still in it. It has maybe 6 or 8 inches of water in the bottom with all the leaf litter and mulm, and actually it's rained in there a few times the last few days and filled it back up a little, but I'm feeding fish in there every day. I did add a heater to it since we're getting down in the 30s and 40s at night. I cover it with just a couple of thick towels at night to maintain the heat in there, then uncover it and feed them once a day. They do have some plants in there still. Took a lot of the plants to one of my local fish stores, and they use those in their sump, and they're doing great there. So again, sorry for the chihuahuas, but we're having cat and chihuahua playtime. So except for this girl, she's here by the heater. And that's the type of heater. Someone said they couldn't explain to someone what kind of heater. I just keep this guy on low to medium between my two areas that have fish in it. Of course, I have central heat and air, but I find that this does fine in the winter time to keep these two rooms perfectly toasty, like 72, 70, without using my gas heater so much. So, all right. It looks like I've been going for over 6 minutes and babbling, and I see comments have popped up, and let me come up above here so I can, I'm not sure I know how to get those comments to come up. Here we go. If I lose you, sorry. View chat options, yada, yada, yada. It says there are no comments, but I thought I saw comments come up. Sorry for the hand. And I'll do something about this tank here at some point, but this is a single, I think that guy's about 9.5 inches now, and that's a 20-gallon tank there. Nice big yawn. That's Cobalt, recently named, and that's a fish I rescued about 1.5 years ago, so maybe 18 months old, that was sucked up to the intake, the overflow at PetSmart on an Easter day. All the other little Jack Dempseys had been chewed up and spit out, and this one had to by other cichlids that they shouldn't have been in the tank with to start with. So I rescued this guy for like $3 or $4 and never thought it would live. And yeah, me too, guppy puppies. Now I see comments. I'm not down in the floor. So anyway, I've tried having when this guy was smaller. I actually have pictures of it at maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch when it was tiny. And I've had other fish in here when it was younger. Nothing for the last year, but it murdered everything I tried to have in here. And I would eventually like to vent it. I think that it's a female, but I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to pull it out, put it in a nice clear plastic bag, and see if I can vent it by going underneath and getting some good photos and stuff through the plastic rather than handling it. But it's a big pet. It and the cat that's down by the heater there are big buddies. Well, both of my cats are buddies with it, and they sit on top of the tank and get a drink of water, and he nips at them, and I call him he all the time. Candy, I did get the Goldies. Thanks for asking. And what happened with those is after Lucas had talked with Eric Bodrock and Gary Lang and told him what the issue was with shipping. Sorry about the shakiness there. About them biting through the breather bags. They both advised not to ship fish that large and that they had not done it before themselves. And of course, my first interest is in the fish, not getting big fish, but in the fish and making sure they're going to be okay. And so Lucas came back with me and sent me a really nice email and explained that to me. And yeah, it's amazing that this guy doesn't destroy those anymore. He's got a ball in there. He plays ball with his ball, so that keeps him from being so bored. And like I say, he's big buds with the cats. I don't know that I've ever had a camera on him. There he comes. And he just ate too. He just had some nice big Mesa shrimp and some pellets. He eats big carnivore pellets, so he's had 3 or 4 of those. So, but yeah, he's worked on it there a little bit at the end, but that driftwood normally sits right in the center of the tank. And he is able, of course, people that have big cichlids don't have any trouble believing that. He pushes everything back to that corner. He wants an open swimming space there, so of course I have to be careful to get in there and vacuum that out and keep it clean. But anyway, back to the Goldie eye. Sorry, old people ramble, you know. He came back and proposed sending juveniles and sending more since those fish weren't valued as much as the 6 big goldie eye were. They originally were $60, I think. And so I agreed to that and ended up at $40 a fish with 10 of them. So it was an even swap, as he said. So he sent those, and he actually sent an extra. There were 11 in there. I thought they were going to be fry. I should have asked. I'm happy. I'm perfectly happy. But I thought they were going to be like half grown, and you could see color on them and stuff. But they're small. They're guppy size, some Endler size, and there are one or two that are the size of I don't know, a Danio or something that are starting to show color, but there are 11 of them, and I did decide to go ahead and let them go in the tank that I was going to have them in originally. They're tight schoolers. They go all around the tank. I've kept them on the kind of food crush that they eat, but they love them some Daphnia, and they're that small, so they love Daphnia and so forth, and they'll grow out pretty soon. I'll get a video of them one day. I just realized all the glare back there behind me from the 2 other tanks back there. So that's the story on that. So, but I just wanted to hop on here and yeah, me too, Candy. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with it. And when I was doing the unboxing video, I was a little disappointed because you know how gorgeous those fish are behind him. And I thought, nah, I have the opportunity to grow these fish out, to feed them, to raise them up. And, I know what they came from, exactly what you said, the strain. And, I know what they're, likely they're their grandparents or their parents. I'm not sure which those fish were that we decided to swap. But he said he was going to keep those. That he didn't plan on shipping any of them, and of course I didn't ask, I don't think, about the other 2 buyers. That's between them and him, what they worked out, and whatever they did is none of my business. So he said he was not going to ship them. He might have meant just mine, I don't know. Exactly, TM Aquatics, and I love to grow fish out, and I love to feed fish, and I love to do frequent water changes so I can feed my fish a variety and keep them healthy and happy and growing and colorful. But he said he was going to keep those that I was going to get originally, and that he was going to breed them out, and he had worked out the space for them. So they have a wonderful home. They're getting to stay home, and there's no danger for them. That's the main thing, is there's no concern and no worry. And these guys came in healthy, a couple of heat packs. It was a great packing job. Of course, I bought several things from Lucas over the years, and so those of you that haven't, he has an excellent reputation for shipping and things arriving on time and alive and that kind of thing. So, but I need to go get myself ready, get some late breakfast, and get myself ready to go volunteer over at the animal shelter this afternoon. And today is water change day. I do all of my water changes, 15 tanks right now. Actually, up here I'll show you is the rack I've got set up the top, but not the bottom yet. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 more tins down there just while they're on sale. I'll wait till they go off, and then wish I'd done it. You see my dirty windows back there. I should be cleaning instead of playing with fish, but I think I'm not the only one that has that issue, and I'm fine, and the fish are fine with it. Yeah, actually, Tim, these are, as I was saying about these guys, sorry for that whiplash, for these guys back down here, I want to start getting them sorted, and definitely get the white clouds in there. I wish I could see one. You guys probably, if you look close enough, can see some white clouds. They're of course, they're real skinny, and there's 1, 2 down toward the bottom there. But there are probably a dozen white clouds in there. Oh. Mountain minnows. There you can see a couple down in the middle at the bottom. But there are more. But anyway, want to get all the fish. There are 3 main types of fish sorted out of here and into those 3 tanks up there. And then I'm going to pull the colors, the ones that are not the colors I want, and start to cull. And I've got other live bear tanks I can throw the culls into, or I can sell them on getgills.com. So lots of fish. And 2, I still have fish outside I need to transition in once I get these guys out of these tanks. So sorry, let me come back up. Hey Melvins, welcome. gosh, I used to get butthurt, as I used to say, when I would make a comment and people wouldn't see my comment or my question, and I'd repeat it again, and I see why now. So I appreciate people being patient with me in the past. And hey, Melvin, again, good to have you here. This is just another long rambling video. Good God, it just turned 15 minutes. So thank you guys for peeping in. And see, that guy's gone to hide now. I'm just showing what looks like an empty tank. He'll go back there and nap now until the cats wake him up later or get him going. And they'll have fun while I'm, if fish have fun, they'll have fun while I'm volunteering today. So yeah, thank you, Guppy Puppies. I appreciate that. And by the way, I love your content. I love following how the guppies are doing and how the fish are doing. And you're one of the reasons. Thank you, Melvin. I appreciate it. You're one of the reasons, Guppies Puppies, that I named this fish the Jack Dempsey. I was actually talking with Alex from The Secret History in your aquarium, Living in Your Aquarium, I think is his channel, and also Bentley Pasco, and just in a couple of comments, and it turned out that our parents and grandparents and so forth had collected cobalt pieces, and it's blue, it's called cobalt, in the past, and we shared a couple of stories back and forth. And I would show you my cobalt collection from my grandmother, but it's covered up. Hey, Pet Sodics, good to see you in here, thank you. But I've got stocked up on fish foods, and that's in front of it now, so you can't see it. But anyway, I decided to name this guy in here Cobalt. After that conversation, I thought about calling him or her Jade or something like that. And there he comes. But I've never named a fish before, so I think Cobalt's a good name for him. Oh my. And that's why he has no tank mates. I do hope to, as I started to saying earlier, I do hope to vent this fish and find out if it's a male or a female. And I'd like to get a pink Jack Dempsey, I believe, to put in here and see how they do. Hey, Michael Trevino, you just caught the end of me rambling again. It looks like it's been going 17 minutes. So I was just showing the tub fish and the colors on those. So if you get a chance, go back and look at it. I'm out of the bedroom today and out into the, I guess, the breakfast area off the kitchen. So it's one of the areas that I've got tanks stuck in. So I had never posted anything about my tub fish since I brought them in. And they're down there, but you can go back, and if you're bored or at work and want something to listen to, go back and check those guys out. See, they've all dispersed now. They've all gone back in the back. They thought they were going to get fed more. But there are a couple hundred fish in there easily. All right, really am going to go this time. Got to get myself ready to volunteer today, and I guess we'll end up with, yes. You mean from my tub? Michael, are you talking to me? Yes, I did. I had, there are probably 250, maybe 300 fish in that tank down there. If you go back and look at the start, I just fed them and they were still begging for food. And then I have another, maybe 100 outside. Yeah, so, and the colors on some of them really, really turned out good. So I'm gonna have at least one breeding project of swordtails off of that. This guy here, as I said, he's used to be the size of a dollar bill, which is 6 inches, but that stops right where the base of his tail starts. That's 6 inches now, so he's about 9.5 inches, counting all of his finnage. I don't think I've ever put him on camera, so you may not like it. I really need to get a great big tank for this guy. I'm not sure if this is 20 or 29 gallons. Yeah, thank you, Cassie. Hey there, good to see you on here. I was just commenting on your video again this morning. You've got a really nice planted tank there, and I see lots of aquascaping in your future. You're a natural. That turned out really nice. So that's, if you guys haven't met Cassie or haven't checked out her channel, please do. She's setting up a new tank, and she's One Fish Two Fish's friend. Actually, she works at the fish store where One Fish Two Fish goes. So they've done a collaboration with One Fish Two Fish, paying forward some things she couldn't use, and Cassie's using them in her new tank, and it's a great series to follow. She's going to be stocking it soon, so check out her channel if you haven't yet. That's right, she did call you her fish enabler. Yeah. Thanks, Guppy Puppies. Us small channels have to support each other and sub each other and look out for each other. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for showing up. There's your obligatory thumb over the screen. Hope the sound was okay. No one told me it wasn't. So, you too, TM. Thank you for coming and commenting and for the likes and so forth. So if you guys like this, give me a like, and if you want to share it, please do. If you want to sub, I'm trying to get to 200 by the end of the year, and I think I need like 30. So don't have lofty ambitions, but that's a good number, is 200, and I've just been doing videos for maybe 3 months. So thanks to you guys, I'm getting there pretty quick. Y'all have a great day, and I'll try to get some more live streams out soon. Appreciate you.